Okay, wow, the Ellis. Oh, whoa. I sold all the Serp helms and the Rings of Returning for double what I paid. Okay, and almost, yeah, just like 2.5 times what I paid for the Ellie. But let's see if I can swap this back for more than I paid for it. No! Banned for RWT again.
We like to play against KempQ because KempQ is our mate. And when KempQ has GP, he sells it to his mate.
Oh my god.
I always knew you'd go back to your old ways. Looks like I was right. You got what was coming. Enjoy your ban, silly man.
Okay, but seriously, could you do me a favor and please comment that in the comments below, because that would really push this video into the algorithm better. Also, it'll really troll some people. Because this time, I actually didn't break the rules of RuneScape. I noticed over the last few Deadman modes that the prices of items that are used in the finale but aren't really used throughout the season, they skyrocket towards the last few days of Deadman. Now, of course, the swap rate goes down a lot as well, but I was hoping the prices would go up so much that I would make a profit. And I had some moderate success. A few days ago, I bought an Ellie for 600 mil Deadman, just straight off the Grand Exchange instantly. Based on the intro, you already know how that went. Like, for example, on the morning of February 15th, I had bought several pairs of Avernic treads. Now, these were skyrocketing instantly. Within 16 hours, they had doubled in price, even though the swap rate only dropped slightly. But I was especially disappointed that I got banned because I had actually made a lot of progress on my account, killing black dragons, hoping for a Visage, and I transferred a lot of money to the account that got banned. And this was a fun way to get some XP because I was able to get 99 ranged pretty much without ever training ranged. I would just sit near my cannon and it would auto reload itself with the automation sigil. So it was pretty cool, but I did get hit by a Piquer. He did seem to start the fight with very low HP though, maybe so that he could Darok bomb me with a droid. I think he just thought I was AFK. That was fun. Oh my gosh. Did you hear Perp in the background? I was listening to his stream and he saw that he got a purple from Tombs of Amasket at the same time that I just got a Visage. That scared me, man. I was like, wait, is the alert coming from Perp's stream or what is happening? I was going a little too hard the first few days of Deadman before we got into our present situation. And now I've got to submit an appeal on this ban. And I'm going to show you what it's like because it's pretty different now. At least since I last did this. Unfortunately. Swapping and merching was my solution to not losing sleep and burning out. Because during this Deadman, I learned that I can't grind all day and night like I used to 10 years ago when Deadman first came out. It turns out when you're tired, you actually need sleep. Just laying down, wasting XP. But it gets worse because many mattresses make you feel more tired in the morning than when you first went to bed. That's why this video is sponsored by Titan Mattress. I had been using a standard mattress that I was not sleeping well with, and I was just going to wait till I got married to invest in my sleep. But Titan came with great reviews, so I decided to try them out. My first reaction was how I must have been sleeping on a brick before, because this bed is actually soft and lets me sink into it just the right amount without sagging. I got the Titan Plus Luxe, and it's great for all sleepers, but they have many different options on their site depending what you need. So if you want to sleep well, take a look at their selection. Unfortunately, the shipping is free in the US, it's really convenient to order, and if you don't like it, there's a 120-night sleep trial along with a limited lifetime warranty, so you can ask them to pick it up and send it back if you want to. If you're interested, visit titanmattress.com/KempQ to get 30% off your order with code KempQ, and many thanks to them for sponsoring the channel. Okay, I guess it's permanent? Why? We cannot guarantee that the evidence you're requesting is not offensive. Okay, well, it's probably not offensive. Now, when you're submitting an appeal to Jagex, you have to get on their same page. You have to speak their language. After doing some research, I discovered what that was. And it turns out the English speak English, which is a relief because that's my first language and I can both read and write in it at a 4th grade level. So this next part should be a piece of cake. I have to write Jagex a little essay about why I should be unbanned. And I wrote something a little like this.
Because of my high-profile accounts, I assure you I would never risk association with a compromised account or sell such a small amount of gold. I promise you swapping is allowed, and thank you for your consideration, and have a wonderful day.
I got a letter from Jagex. And they must read and write at a 5th grade level because I don't understand a lot of these words. Ah, just an automated reply for now. I just didn't see this before. I think I've got good news. Yep. I am unbanned. Glad I didn't lose this. You know how it feels to get an A on an assignment? Well, that's how I feel right now. I feel like I got an A on my essay. And all it took was getting banned and then unbanned again and ending up with the same thing I had before. But a newfound appreciation for it. Life really is about the little things. When I look back at the footage, it was really no wonder I was getting banned for typing stuff like this. But I think it's more likely that I got banned because this is just a really low-level account, level 36, with some really, really low stats. They saw how much money I had and they probably just wanted to ban me, which can't really blame them. However, it is a little bit silly that this character shares a Jagex account with a player moderator, and they still banned this account, but didn't revoke the PMod on the other account. Do they talk to each other? Like, is there a connection there? Like, if you're getting permanently banned on one account for RWT, you probably shouldn't have a player moderator status. But if it's like this case where it's a false flag, I think they should check the other accounts and see if that kind of person would RWT, because across all the characters on my Jagex account, I have over 10,000 hours logged, which I know doesn't make me innocent, but it definitely helps my case. And I sure as heck am not going to real world trade when I have these accounts on the line. So I can pretty confidently say I will never get permanently banned again, unfortunately for this guy.
Bitch.
Try your luck at casino today.
I got banned on my account, but this guy isn't banned? Come on. Actually, this guy and this guy and this guy. That's it. I've had enough. Going on a little rampage. Oh, is he running away? Yeah, you better. I did hear some other people got banned for RWT, but they were just like me. They were just swapping from Deadman mode to old school or vice versa. So they were innocent. I have a theory that Jagex was casting a pretty wide net this Deadman just to catch any RWTers, and then people could appeal, and if they were innocent, hopefully they got unbanned. But if you appealed and didn't get unbanned, well, you only have 2 appeals according to the letter I got. So Godspeed. So aside from the ban, how did my 3 weeks of Deadman mode really go? Well, that's what this video was going to be about. I did manage to profit a lot of GP with passive moneymakers throughout Deadman without playing too much after the first few days. It started with Wildy Slayer where I got that Thamrin Scepter. Also, of course, Breaches. Tons of points and money from here. Next, Wildy Slayer for a very long time. I was risking basically nothing but killing so many mobs. They respawn a lot faster in Deadman mode, so the Anku task actually gives so much magic XP. Plus, I was getting passive range XP with very cheap cannonballs and the automation sigil. It was super profitable, and I was risking a battle staff. Now I'm speeding along to 99 Slayer, and because I got 82, I can do Necreals, which are actually way more profitable. Maybe even more profitable than Abyssal Demons, which I did later on. These just drop so many alks, and the whips from Abyssal Demons aren't really worth much in Deadman. So this was my favorite task, and I was able to pick this every time because there's a Slayer sigil that lets you just pick a Slayer task. So this was huge XP and boosted me to 99 pretty quick. One day I decided to add black tourmaline cores to Bando's boots because I figured it'd be pretty profitable, and I made about 75 mil old school just by combining these together. Next, I would make Dragonfire shields and Dragonfire wards. So it was pretty profitable. I made about 40 to 50 mil old school from this method. Shout out to Mika, he also helped me with this. This is more of like a side note, but I was doing a breach and this guy got on me. I actually asked him to get off and he declined, but then this happened. Good fight. I asked him to off me and he didn't off me. Silly guy. I was able to sell those wards for 45 to 65 mil each. And the Elysian from the beginning, yeah, I got lucky, I think. It sold for 1.5 bill. I was pretty nervous that it wouldn't sell for a while and thought I would lose money. But it ended well because there was one guy that wanted to buy 2 bill Deadman mode from me all in one swoop. I gave him a pretty good discount because he was buying in bulk, which I was very grateful for, and this one swap was the majority of my Deadman mode profit. So 1 appealed ban and a good chunk of profit later, that's my Deadman mode for me. And of course, I'll have some fun with the finale. Thanks for watching this one. I've got Solus Adamus coming back soon, my low HP Iron Man. Plus, I'm going to be making a documentary series about Stake and Kick, exposing a pattern of deceit by their owners. So if you're interested in that, then subscribe and hit the bell icon, and I'll see you then.